So the steps in solving any optimization problem are the following. The first thing you want to do is find your objective function. Let me call it the objective function. Find the objective function. This is the function that you're going to either try to maximize or minimize. In some problems in the book, the objective function is just given to you. So you don't have to find it. But in a word problem, you would actually have to kind of read the problem and figure out what the objective function is. Okay. That's always your first step. Find your objective function, the thing you're trying to maximize or minimize. Then the second step is, once you've found that objective function, the second step is to do what, Bernard?
Find a derivative.
Right, find the derivative. And what do you do with that derivative? Once you find that derivative of the function, what do you do with it? Well, that's the third step. There's a little bit more to the second step. You find the first derivative. You want to maximize or minimize the value of the function. You find the first derivative, as you said, and what do you do to that first derivative once you found it? You set it equal to? 0. Because what you're trying to do is find the value of x where the slope of the function is 0. That's where either your maximum or minimum is going to be. And let's just call this the first order condition. Look at your first order condition. So you find, Bernard, you find the first derivative, you set it equals 0, and you solve for the critical value of x. That's the first order condition. Then the next step, Bernard, is to do what? Once you've found the critical value of x, or maybe more than one value, the critical values of x, then what do you do with them?
Find the second derivative.
Yeah. And right, and find the second derivative. And then if the second derivative is negative at the critical value of x, you have what? No. Negative second derivative, that guarantees a maximum. Okay. If the second derivative are positive, guarantees a minimum. So this is really just the second order conditions. Check the second order conditions. Okay. All right. So those are really your first, those are the three steps really. Find the objective function, the thing you're trying to maximize or minimize. And then take the first derivative, set it equals 0, get the critical value of x. Then check the second derivative. See if the second derivative is positive or negative. And that'll tell you whether you have a maximum or minimum. Now, the only thing that could go wrong in this procedure, or the only case in which this procedure won't work, is if you should find that the second derivative is 0. If the second derivative is 0 at the critical value of x, then you're not sure what you have. And you have to do some further testing. Okay. But for 99.9% of the problems, this procedure will work. And it will give you your maximum, your maxima or your minima. Okay. We will continue with some economic problems, economic optimization problems on Wednesday.